there was, without a doubt, a tremendous separation. They didn't see each other. Trina was conceived, I believe, in Las Vegas. Then Jimmy and Trina's mother split up. They didn't see each other for years and years and years, and just by chance, as I understand, at least the way Jimmy tells it, they came together in a chance encounter. They fell in love, and it only became painfully apparent to both of them after that situation that they may have been father and daughter. Jimmy claims absolutely no knowledge that Trina was his daughter until his arrest and until he was confronted with the charge of incest. He pled guilty, you should know, and he did not go to jail on the condition that they no longer lived together as husband and wife, so they divorced. But they continue to live under the same roof, but under the rules that Trina tells us, and I tell you, I have to believe Trina, I'm sorry. I want you to hear some other calls, because this is really the $64 question now. All right, Jim, I'll play these calls that we have. Here's the question so many people asked.
Why can't they get a blood test and just prove it? I mean, I would want to know if I was in their shoes.
Geraldo, this is Annette Jackson, but I'm wondering why the judge ever let this man leave without doing a blood test at the time of incarceration. I think the law enforcement has failed to protect this lady by not making them do this test.
If the guy had any guts at all, he would admit to a blood test and then take the responsibility of a father and give the girl some help. She needs it. This is Tony Kennedy in Ely, Nevada. I think that if he really cared, he would go have the blood test and find out if he was a father.
You know, I have to say something, because, you know, it's so easy for somebody to say, get the blood test, all right? But if anybody in this room lived the life that I lived, finally met somebody that loved them, I mean, I don't need a father. Is that so hard to understand? I don't need a father. I need somebody to love me, to be intimate with me, to show me and treat me like a woman and not a little punk kid that's been on drugs and been in foster homes. I don't need that. I need a man. And I found the man that I want. So why is it so important for everybody to know if we're related or not? I don't understand, really. I don't. No, I don't know, and I don't want to know, because I don't want to know.
Your father's already said that even
Wait, I'm sorry, I don't have a microphone. Say again.
Your father's already said, as I understand it, if he is your father, that if he was your father, it would make no difference to him. He'd go on loving you anyway.
Yeah, but as a daughter, so if I didn't come home at 12 o'clock at night when this man told me to, where does that leave me at 21 years old? I don't need discipline. I need love.
It sounds to me like you're getting your father, but a bit later on than you wanted him.
Well, it's a little bit late, if you ask me.
So there's no sex. He's your father. That's fine.
Well, being sexually abused by the man who was supposed to be my father, I don't want a father, all right? Because I was showed twisted love in a fatherly way, so I don't want it. I don't need a father.
Dr. Michael Baird is the director of forensic science for the Life Codes Corporation. He's an expert in what's known as DNA testing. Blood tests are kind of primitive these days. Dr. Baird, how long would it take you, how much of their time, I'm paying, how much of their time would it take for you to do what you had to do to find out conclusively, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that they are related, in Trina's words?
In order to do a test that would determine whether or not Jimmy was the biological father of Trina, you need a blood sample, which could be taken at any hospital or by any physician. The test itself that we now perform takes about 10 days. So within that time period, you will either be excluded 100% as being the biological father, or included to a virtual certainty.
But Trina, even if we pay for it, you don't want to do it. Is that right?
Well, because I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? Leave the man because I don't want a father? I don't need a father? So what am I supposed to do? Move out, raise my daughter by myself?
Dr. Weiner, what's you supposed to do?
Well, you know, I think it's a terribly tough situation. Obviously, Trina, you're looking for somebody who's going to appreciate you, care for you, and give you the love that you've never gotten. And you found it in somebody who turned out to be your father. you have to consider that as against, what society's going to say, because throughout history, incest has been condemned, in quotes. There's no society where, incest is not considered a terrible taboo. You're going to have to live with that. Now, it's a terrible dilemma to be in because you're in pain and you're hurting, but it's something you're going to have to deal with inside of you. And going for therapy as you are is going to help you so you can make an intelligent decision that will help you go through it.
It's not helping. What's it helping me do?
Well, you just started
All he
therapy.
does is he sits there, I tell him my problems, and that's it. So what's that doing? I know my problems.
Okay.
No, I know my problems, and I can figure out my own solutions.
Let me take a break. We'll continue with Trina and Jimmy. Stay with us, please.
For free tickets to the Geraldo Show, write Geraldo Tickets, 524 West 57th Street, New York, New York, 10019. Please send a self-addressed stamped envelope or call 212-265-1283.
Hello. I'd like to talk to you about an invisible...
I should say Robert and Luann, and also older sister Kim, Trina and Jimmy. Now, Trina, I'm paying for the therapy you're getting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's on me, right?
As far as I know.
I am. I will promise you that I will campaign relentlessly, Jimmy, for a job for you if you will agree at our expense to take Dr. Baird's blood test. Because although I hear what Trina says, and Trina, you know how much I sympathize with you. I understand what a rotten life, what a violent life, what a troubled life.
That's not the whole point, though. I mean, what do I do with my daughter? Where's her father now? I'm not going to have her raised the same way I was raised. So what do I do with Tina?
But is ignorance bliss?
What's ignorant? If he's proven to be my father, then that's her grandfather. So where's Tina's father? I mean, she needs to have a father.
Sweetheart, I wish I had an answer to that. I don't have an answer to that.
I mean, she loves this man to death. Everything's daddy this, daddy. The kid don't even want nothing to do with me half the time. Everything's
by all
daddy.
kinds of nicknames.
What?
People call grandpas by all kinds of nicknames. Daddy. I mean, in my family, often by the first name. The grandchildren, the great-grandchildren.
Well, if it has anything to do with anything, I'd rather have Tina have him as a father than me. Really. I don't need a father. She does. She's only 2. I'm 21.
Dr. Weiner?
Again, I think it's a terribly tough decision. But look, Tina, I can't tell you what to do because, it's such a complex thing. If you stay in therapy, you've only been in for a short time from what I gather.
For 3 years.
For 3 years? Well, the two of you are going to have to face the outside world. But if you really feel that this is the man that you want, and you can face that, the two of you together as a couple can say, I don't care what society says, etc., and be the case, to say that I'm going to stay with each one stay with the other, then that's your decision.
Jimmy's going to need a job regardless of what they decide. And now, again, to your prospective employers, he's not a dishonest person. He's into the situation that he can't get himself out of. I don't know. What are your skills, Jim?
Building maintenance, electrical, plumbing, and painting.
So you're skilled in plumbing and
electrical.
Electrical. So if there's any construction outfits down there, want to cut this guy a break, or if you want to hire Trina. Trina, there were a lot of people who called and said they'd take you and Tina in. I mean, I don't know about... I just want you to put all this in the pot and stir it. I don't know. All right, now, Robert, you cool down?
Yeah.
All right. You okay, Luann?
Yeah.
All right, let's take... Luann has Robert. Kim right now is the one that's left out in the cold. What's your advice, Dr. Weiner, for Kim?
Well, I said it earlier. I think that the whole family needs counseling. Kim, you're hurting. You feel betrayed. It's understandable. Robert, I know, is hurting too, and Luann is hurting too. And I think that in a family system, we all need to be compassionate for the whole family. A family needs to work together, love each other. And I think forgiveness is a wonderful thing. I think people have to look at what happened in terms of taking responsibility, of everybody playing a part in it, and everybody saying, okay, this is what you needed, this is what you did. Let's see how we can work towards something positive and pull it together. So in some way, we at least stay friends, on some level where there still can be a continuation of love and caring, because you were a family system. And there's no reason why it has to lead to total destruction and annihilation. It's not good for inside of you.
Trust anybody.
It's not anybody, sweetie. It's in the family. You had an experience, but there are many other experiences. If the experience wasn't something that was always pervasive, where every man you met you couldn't trust. That's not true. If something happens, you have to say something happened. You must have played some part too. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you or I'm blaming you. I'm saying, but something was wrong with the family system. All of you did it and pulled it apart. Now all of you have a responsibility to pull it together. I would suggest you do that.
Do you think, Luann, that you could ever sit in a therapy session with Robert and Kim?
No.
You don't think you can do that?
No.
Oh, brother.
Why not, Luann? If you want to pull the family together, why not? You say she was a very affectionate sister. She was your older sister. So why not, where at least you can talk to each other?
We talk to each other on the phone. We speak on the phone. But other than that, there will never be nothing ever again.
Well, how do you know if you don't try?
She wants to call her names all the time. You know, she's been, you know, they talk about the kids, you know, about our 7-year-old, but you know, Kim wants to call her names all the time, and she's
Robert,
so bitter.
You
know, and I understand that she's bitter, and I understand
but
why.
Everybody going for help, a family therapist is a protector. A good family therapist protects the family, doesn't take sides, but understands everybody's point of view. So you go to a good family therapist and sit there for a while, and you'll get some real understanding as to what happened, and most of all, where it can go to make everybody feel less pain.
What's the alternative? Isn't that the real issue? The alternative to your...
We could go to a therapist, but it's not going to change the way I feel about her. Now, look, my son's older than her, and we visit them, and they treat her like a friend. They always have. They know how I feel about her and how long. And my daughter's the same way. My son-in-law treats her like a friend. We have a good relationship. They visit us. We visit them. And they don't think that it's weird or that I'm sick.
I've got to take a break. But I want to bring the children out. Bring out the various children, because I hope, and come on, there's Brooke. Brooke is Robert and Kim's. There she is. There's Tina, that's Trina's baby, and here's Christina, that's Luann's baby. I mean, be loving to each other for the children's sake.